Hey everybody. I don't know if you've met my little this is my great granddaughter, Heaven Mercer. And so she's at the barn with us today. But what we really want to do, what we're really going to talk about today with the saddle pads is fitting your pad underneath your saddle. Because when you fit the saddle to yourself, this is a 14-inch special. These skirts, if you would put a measuring stick to your skirt from the front to the back, this skirt on this 14-inch measures 25 inches. Okay, so there's no sense in buying, try to get the pad like 24 by 24 because it would not fit up under a saddle that had 25-inch skirts. And so we're introducing today a smaller version of the same Bayou West pad that I've always used. And this one is 29 inches long and 29 inches wide. The old pad is 31 inches long and 32 inches wide. But the point being is that every time this seat size goes up, say from a 14 to a 15, then the skirts also get longer because they have to match the bars to where this cantle is going to tie in because of the weight of the rider. And to get that weight in the right place, those bars have to be longer, which makes the skirting longer. And we've had some girls that were 6 foot that were kind of all legs really need a 15-inch seat, even though I wore a size 2 jean, to get all that length of leg in this seat jockey without their feet getting behind them. They've had to go to a bigger seat size, not because of their seat, but because of their legs. And so this seat size and the measurement of the skirt needs to all be taken into consideration when you buy your pads. Back in the day, the horses' backs, because we were still putting a lot of thoroughbred into it. Now we're breeding more, I would say quarter horse to quarter horse, which the backs are getting shorter again. I've shortened up my skirts on my saddle because of that. I would assume many others have also. So we're introducing the regular Bayou West pad that you can now order it in a 29 by 29. And I'm just saying that this is still could be in the market if you ride a bigger seat and you need more pad to fit up under that. There should be at least a couple of inches on each end of the pad to be sure that the pad is going to be effective on the horse's back. So the length of the pad. In this 29 by 29, we have this insert. Probably see it better this way. This insert is for horses that have those sinkholes or hollowed out places and dentions behind the shoulder blade. So when you put this on your horse, the saddle is going to sit on about that much more thickness than the rest of the pad to kind of fill up those hollow places. Because what happens on those types of horses, those horses are so narrow. I don't want to bust your bubble, but they don't build a saddle narrow enough to fit a horse with sinkholes. And so we have to be a little more innovative in our padding, so we have the built up for that purpose to keep that saddle sitting level on that horse's back. This is also a 29 by 29, and I'm just going to encourage you to measure your skirts length on your saddle before you order, so we'll be sure and get the right length to you. And these pads are an inch. The extra little bit of foam, see it's got a foam piece all the way there. That little bit of foam, if you measure it here, it's an inch. If you really get to the middle and you measure it, It's going to be an inch and an inch and an eighth. But as these pads wear, they will kind of compress a little bit and settle down the felt part, now not the foam part. But the whole idea of the Bayou West pad is this pad, see right in here, it's not as soft as some of the felt pads. This is not what you'd consider soft in that it's movable. That foam causes it to be a little stiffer. Now, because we deal with a lot of saddles that do not fit, and we see the horses being hindered by that in their running and in their competing, because you've got that cinched up pretty tight, and all of those pressure points are really bared down on that horse's back. This sits on the back while the saddle sits on the pad. You can imagine that. This will conform to the back, but because of this foam, it doesn't sink into every little sinkhole that that horse may have on their back. You know, this is Bigsby. This is our 2-year-old by Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. That is a Sunfrost on the top, Fame, Dash to Fame on the bottom stallion. The mother is a Bully Bullion, Bully Kate, out of Bully Bullion. So that breeding is pretty much just what is the favorite kind of the day, but she's 2, so you're going to be seeing a lot more of her. And to saddle her up at this point and her be comfortable, one thing about the young horses, if they're having a pressure point or a hurt or a pain somewhere, they don't know what to do with it. They've never hurt before. They've never had pain before. They've never had to go up there and work around the barrels or just work doing circles and backing up and turning around, and they've never had to do that in pain. So a lot of them will talk about it in various and sundry ways. They have their own way to talk about it with their attitude, with I ain't gonna do it, I ain't gonna do it type stuff, because they're mentally, what do I do when I hurt? The older horses, they know how to handle it. If you have some pain all the time, mentally you know where to put that kind of pain and go on and do it anyway. Well, that's a learned thing. So saddling them up properly, this is a special that fits her back. She's a special girl. We've got her a saddle pad that's really going to help her through her saddling up process to make her happy. This pad is a pad. This is a 29 by 29, but it doesn't have the insert, and we can get them without the insert if you just want a felt pad. And so this pad is like a 7/8 width-wise. And so sometimes when the saddle is not quite, maybe it's a little tight, this is all gray wool felt. This one is more like a 3/4, 7/8, 3/4. We can get thinner pads if you think that you need to go down in thickness. So the Bayou West, they're really fun to work with. They're great people, Tommy and Deborah Herring, and they have a great product. And I just feel really proud that I can endorse such a great product, because the pad will have a function, not just to look pretty, but it actually has a function. You should check them out on our webpage. If you have any questions, you can put them through Messenger on Facebook, or you can LM Barrel Racing on Facebook, Lynn McKenzie Saddles on Facebook. Check us out. We have some good answers because we've been at this a long time. So if you have a problem, you feel free, very free to call and let us help you, because it helps us too. And if you like this video, this is our new YouTube channel. Subscribe, punch the red button down there, because we're going to start coming with a lot more of these videos, teaching videos, and we're doing a review you know, where Murray sits down and reviews your runs in slow motion, tells you where you're losing your time. We're not doing so many clinics, but we still want to be connected to our barrel racing audience. And so this is our way of staying connected, staying with you, working with you, helping you. That's what we want to do. And so you let us know if we can help you in any way.